In the beginning was the Word. That's how the Gospel of John opens. Not, in the beginning was a feeling, or in the beginning was a rule. The Word? In the original Greek, that word is logos, and it means far more than word the way we use it. Logos means reason, logic, order, the rational structure beneath everything that exists. And 4 verses later, John writes something that should stop a physicist in their tracks. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. Reason, then light. Right at the opening of the New Testament. Now hold that thought, because today we're going to walk through some of the strangest, most beautiful facts about light that physics has ever discovered. And we're going to ask whether ancient faith accidentally stumbled onto something science would spend 2,000 years catching up to. This is Logos and Light. Let's start at the very beginning of the universe and of the Bible. Genesis chapter 1, verse 3. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. It's the very first thing God creates. Before land, before stars, before the sun and moon, which don't show up until verse 14. Light comes first, untethered, for a moment, from any source we'd recognize. For centuries, skeptics pointed to that detail and laughed. Light before the sun? That's backwards. That's primitive cosmology. But then, in the 20th century, physics handed us the Big Bang model. The idea that the universe exploded into being from an infinitely dense point, and that in its earliest fraction of a second, the cosmos was pure energy, pure radiation, pure light. Stars didn't form until roughly 200 million years later. Genesis had light preceding the stars by billions of years. And so, it turns out, did the universe. I'm not going to stand here and tell you Genesis is a physics textbook. It isn't, and treating it that way misses its point entirely. But it is worth pausing on the fact that this ancient text, without telescopes, without equations, opens its account of everything with the exact sequence modern cosmology independently discovered. Light, then structure, then stars. Now let's talk about what light actually is physically, because this is where things get genuinely strange. Light travels at exactly one speed no matter what. If you're standing still and I shine a flashlight, the light moves away from us at about 186,000 miles per second. But here's the part that breaks our intuition. If you were riding on a rocket moving toward that beam at half the speed of light, you would still measure the light approaching you at the exact same speed. Not faster, not slower. The same. That's not how anything else in the universe behaves. Velocities are supposed to add up, but light refuses. Albert Einstein built his entire theory of relativity around this one strange, stubborn fact that the speed of light is the one true constant in a universe where literally everything else, space, time, mass, bends and stretches around it. Physicists have a phrase for this. Light is the invariant. Everything else in physics is measured relative to something else. Light alone simply is, unchanging, the reference point by which all motion, all time, all distance is measured. Sit with that for a second, because it's almost theological on its own. In a universe where everything else shifts and relates and depends on your point of view, there is one thing that does not change, one constant against which everything else is measured. John's Gospel says of the Logos, the same yesterday, today, and forever. It says the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Physics didn't borrow that language on purpose, but it's hard not to notice the echo. A universe built at its most fundamental level around one unshifting, unconquerable reference point. So let's go back to that word, logos. Here's something remarkable that often gets lost in translation. When ancient Greek philosophers, centuries before Christ, used the word logos. They meant something very specific: the rational principle that orders the cosmos, the reason the universe isn't chaos, the reason there's pattern instead of noise. When John opens his gospel by saying the Logos was with God, and the Logos was God, and that all things were made through him, he's making an audacious claim. He's saying the deep mathematical order that Greek philosophers sense but couldn't name has a name and a face. Now think about what modern physics actually depends on. Every equation, every model, every prediction relies on one basic assumption: that the universe is rational, that it follows consistent laws, that the same physics that governs a falling apple on Earth also governs light bending around a black hole a billion light years away. Scientists don't prove this assumption. They simply trust it every single day, because without it, science couldn't function at all. Where does that trust come from? Why should a universe forged in an unthinkable explosion of energy also happen to be elegant, mathematical, and comprehensible to 3-pound brains built by evolution to find food and avoid predators? Many physicists have openly marveled at this. It's not obvious that the universe should be understandable at all. It simply is, and it has been, consistently, since the beginning. The Christian claim is not that faith replaces this mystery with a tidy answer. It's that faith gives the mystery a name. The reason the universe has reason woven into it, John says, is that reason, logos, is precisely who made it. So, here's where logos and light meet. Light, physics tells us, is the one unshifting constant in a universe of shifting relationships, the reference point everything else is measured against. Logos, John tells us, is the eternal reason behind the order and structure of everything that exists, the word that was in the beginning, unchanging, through whom all things were made. Two separate disciplines, two very different vocabularies, one written in equations, one written in Greek manuscripts, 2,000 years old. And yet, both keep arriving from wildly different directions, at the same shape. A universe built on something constant, ordered, and knowable at its very center. Maybe that's not a coincidence. Science can fully explain away. Maybe it's exactly what you'd expect. If in the beginning really was the Word, and the Word was light. Thanks for watching. If this gave you something to think about, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.